with Puppet we have disadvantages with Puppet. So that is the reason the new tools have came up into the market. Okay, so and let's talk about Puppet. So Puppet is it's a configuration management tool anyway. So it is configuration management tool. So it works on client server architecture, like client server architecture, like here. So look at here. This is Puppet master. So we server we call it master, and then the nodes, agents or nodes you can call them. The client machines or agents or nodes. Okay, look at here, agent machines and the agent machines. Okay, now so and one more thing. So Puppet, Chef, Ansible. I just want to give a small comparison here. Okay, so Puppet works on the client server architecture. Okay, even Chef works on client server architecture. Chef works on client server architecture. But how about Ansible? Of course, Ansible works on client server, but here, so we won't be having clients. Okay, we won't be having clients in Ansible because this is agentless. So this is agentless. Okay, agentless. So this is Ansible is agentless, but whereas Puppet and Chef are client server architecture. Okay, so client in Puppet, so we need to install client and server. But whereas in Chef, if you guys remember which server we are using hosted server, right? That means the cloud server we are using. Okay, now and then even we had the workstation, right? Workstation. So what is the purpose of workstation? We know that to control the server we need workstation. Okay, also if you want to install clients we need workstation, right? Now but whereas Ansible is much easier in terms of configuring. It's very easy configurations because it is agentless. And Puppet, so we need to install client and the server. Okay, you need to install client and server both. Okay, so everything has to be installed here manually. If you have multiple clients, you need to install the client package on the client sides. That is a disadvantage here. But whereas Chef, do we install the clients manually? No, right? We install the clients from workstation with the help of Chef Bootstrap. Okay, so whenever you go for bootstrapping, the client package also will be installed on the client system. Okay, now and Ansible obviously it is agentless. Okay, but here Puppet, the disadvantage is you need to install client on each and every client system manually. So this is a manual work. Okay, and moreover, see installing is okay. We can install on server. Okay, firstly, so yeah, here Puppet architecture. So let's look at the architecture first. Just very simple architecture as I said. So we have Puppet master and the agent machines. Okay, so master is connected to the agents. Okay, but now how the communication will be established between agent and the master? The communication, right? The communication has to be established, communicated, and they'll be communicating with the help of SSL. Look at here, we have SSL. What is SSL? SSL is it is a certification, secure layer certification. Okay, so with the help of SSL certification, the agent and the Puppet master will be communicating. Okay, so this is a certification here. Okay, this is a certification. So this is certification here. So SSL certification. Okay, we need to get the certificate, agent and the master. So how it works is, see, I just want to give you comparisons here. Okay, try to compare because we are already done with Chef and Ansible. Try to compare. Now it is easy for you to compare. Okay. Now, so in terms of Puppet, okay, we need the clients and server architecture, right? So agent and then master. Okay, So master means that's our puppet server. Agent means the client node, client machine. Okay. So master, it is master agent master communication. So it's nothing but, see, firstly we need to have, let me open the paint. It is somewhat the complex architecture it follows. Okay, here this is the master, and here we have the agent machines, node machines. You have agent machines. Okay, now, so communication has to be established from master to agent, right? So it has to be established. How we establish communication, that is important here. So this is a master, and these are the agent machines. This is agent, okay. Master and agent machine. Now, so they should be communicating, right? How they will be communicating? They'll be communicating by using SSL certificate. So how it works is, firstly we need to install, okay, we need to install agent on all the clients. We need to install the agent on all the agent machines first, and then obviously on master we need to install Puppet master. See, on Puppet master install a package called Puppet server package. On agent machines install a package called Puppet client package. Okay, and once we install them, those agents will be ready and the master will be ready. But how does agent has to communicate with master, and how does the master has to recognize that is the authorized agent, right? So that means there is some communication has to be established between these two. Okay, so how it is done? With the help of SSL certification. So agent has to send a certificate to master, SSL certificate. Agent has to generate and send a certificate to the master, SSL certificate, and then the master will accept the certificate from that agent machine. And then, so once it is accepted, once the certificate is accepted, then that is, the client will be recognized as a authorized agent or authorized node machine for the master, right? So we have here, the agent has to send a certificate to the master first, and the master has to accept the certificate. Clear? And then once certificate is accepted from the agent machine, then agent and the master will be communicating. Clear? Then how they'll be communicating? Here agent communicates with master. Agent communicates with master, and then once it is communicated, then agent use pull mechanism. So Puppet uses here pull mechanism. What is pull mechanism? So pull mechanism means agent pull the manifest. 1 second here. In Puppet we call it a manifest. So whereas in Chef, what we call them? Cookbooks, right? Cookbooks. Okay, and Ansible, it is, what is this? Playbooks, right? Yeah, playbooks. Okay, and then in Puppet, sorry, yeah, in Puppet we call it manifest. Okay, so agent use pull mechanism. With the help of the pull mechanism, the manifest will be applied onto the client machines. Okay, on master we write the manifest. Here we write the manifest on master. Okay, right. So this is how the architecture works here. Okay. Right. So if you look at here workflow, so here we have Puppet master, okay, and then this is the agent machine. Okay, now see, whenever we write a manifest on the master machine, we write the manifest on the master machine, right? And then that will be pulled by the agent machine. Manifest will be pulled by the agent. Okay, and now see if the manifest is already applied, is it going to reapply? No, it is not going to be reapplied. So how does the agent knows that the manifest is already applied? Okay, with the help of factor. So what factor does? Factor check the status of the agent machine. Factor check the status of the agent machine. So what do you mean by checking the status? Whether agent is online or not, and if it is online, and whether the manifest is whether the manifest is already applied onto the agent machine or not. If this is not, if this is already applied, it is not going to be reapplied. Okay, so and so activities will be done by the factor. So if you guys remember in Ansible, okay, there was a system generated task, right? Whenever I was running a playbook, when I was running a playbook, there was a task was running which was system generated task. So what the task was doing? The task was checking the status of the agent machine. The same way here we have factor. Okay, factor check the status of the agent machine. Okay, now installation part. So installation part is somewhat it is what you call the complex now. So Puppet server, first install Puppet server. Okay, so what is the package here? Yum install Puppet server is a package, and then we have uh, so after this, okay, we need to do some configurations here. Okay, let me open that. So this is the minimal version. Okay, I'm using minimal version of CentOS here. So first we need to install the Puppet server first. This is the package name. Package name is Puppet server. Okay, and then check for the version. I've already installed it. So Puppet -v. It gives the version of the Puppet server. Now, okay. So this is the version I'm using here, and then see once it is done. Okay. Uh, Let me take you this part now. Okay, we need to do some configurations within the Puppet server itself. Okay, so we have a file called in etc puppet.config file cd etc puppet. Okay, so this is a home directory of Puppet. What is home directory of Puppet? In etc and then Puppet. Okay, right. So within that, if you look at here, we have a file called puppet.config file. Okay, so vi puppet.config file. So in this section, you need to do some settings here. What is the settings here? Just add this line. Okay, under the main section, we have two sections in this file. Okay, first is the main section, and then other one is the agent section. So within the main section, so within this section, we need to add this line here. DNS underscore alt underscore names is equals to puppet comma puppet server. One second. So DNS underscore alt underscore names equals to puppet comma. So what is this? So puppet server puppet.com. Okay, what is this? This is your Puppet host machine, Puppet machine's host name. Okay, Puppet machine host name. See these things. Okay, somewhat. See if you guys don't understand, please let me know. Okay, so let me go to the system configuration file first. Now here I'm going with system configuration. Okay, etc, where is that file? Host file, right? Yeah. So this is a host file of a system, say of your operating system. So what is the host machine name? Firstly, our server machine IP address is, this is IP address 192.168.242.143. See, what is the purpose of the host file within the operating system is, we need to if you want to define a host name of your machine. So by going to this location, this file, we can mention the host name of the system. But how do you mention it? First, mention the IP address, okay, and then your fully qualified domain name which you want to mention, and then this is alias name. Okay, so this is how we mention the fully qualified domain name or the host name for a system. Okay, see, as of now, just look at the first one, 192.168.242.143. Okay, and the name I want to give is puppetserver.puppet.com. Okay, and this is alias name. Okay, and forget about the second part, so I'll come back to that part again. So once now, what is our host name? Our host name is Puppet server is the alias name, right? What is the fully qualified domain name here? Puppet server dot puppet.com, right? So let's try to ping this. Ping. Now I'm able to ping it. So that means this is a recognized host name. Okay. Or else you can also ping it with the help of alias name. What was the alias name I mentioned there? Puppet server, right? So look at here. This is the Puppet server is the alias name. Okay. So Puppet server. You can ping with alias name as well. No issues. Okay, or else as we know we can ping with the IP address. It's 143. 143 is the IP address. Okay, ping 192.168. I think people know these things. Okay, so you know these things anyway. Okay, right, you can ping with either alias name or fully qualified domain name and then the IP address. Okay, now so within the Puppet home directory, what was the config file of Puppet? Vi puppet.config. Okay, so add this line. What is this line actually? So puppet server. That means here I'm defining Puppet server as this is the Puppet server. This is the host name, right? So this is the host name. So now if you mention this as the host name, that works as our Puppet server machine. Okay, Puppet server machine, right? Okay. Now we have the client server part is ready now. We have the server part ready. Now what is the next part? The important part, which is this client part now. Okay, so what client has to do? So firstly on client we need to install the Puppet client package. Okay, we need to install the Puppet client package. Now here the package name is just Puppet. Okay, package name is Puppet. If you go for Puppet server, the package name is Puppet server. Okay, but if you want to go for client side, the package name is just Puppet. Okay, right. So and then so in the host name of your system. Okay, now let's open, let me spin up the Puppet agent machine now. Okay, guys, please let me know if you don't understand. I know I'm going bit fast. Okay, the reason is since we already know these concepts, so that's why I'm going bit faster. Okay, and stop me if you feel I'm hurrying. Okay, now so within the host file mention This is system host file. This is cd etc. The same thing whatever we are done in server side. Okay, on the server side mention. See, this is now look at here. Here I have mentioned the system IP address and then fully qualified domain name of the Puppet. Now look at here. It says Puppet agent machine. Puppet agent machine. Okay, this is a fully qualified domain name. And what is the first one here? Even I have mentioned the server IP address as well. Okay, server IP address. Okay, the reason is I can ping this. I can ping that with the help of the host name. That is the only reason. Now, for example, here I'm on client machine. From the client machine itself, I want to ping the server with the help of the server alias name. Now I'm able to ping it. Okay, right. So and so far, what we are doing, we are pinging particular server, particular machine with the IP address. But this is here we are talking about the host names and the alias names. Okay. So once you define the master IP address as well as the system, the client IP address within the host file. Okay. The next part comes here is the configuration part. Okay. We need to configure within the Puppet and puppet.config on client side. So what do we need to configure here is cd etc and Puppet. So the file is puppet.config file. Once you install the Puppet package on the client machine, you can see a file called vi puppet.config file. Okay, so in this main section again, in the main section add server is equals to puppet server puppet.com. Server is equals to puppet server puppet.com. So what does it mean actually? So here I'm mentioning that this is the server for the client. So now I'm on my client machine. I'm also within, this is the configuration file of the client. See, on this client machine, we need to mention that this is the server. Okay, why do we need to mention it? Because agent will be contacting the machine, the client machine, sorry, the server machine, right? So whenever agent contacts the server, firstly agent has to know which machine it has to contact. What is the server? Correct. So agent has to know what is the server. So that is the reason you need to mention within the config file of agent, the server is so and so. Server and the server qualified name. Okay, host name. Okay. Now here this is a fully qualified domain name, right? This here fully qualified domain name. But how does your client identifies that this is the domain name of the IP address of so and so machine? So that is the reason initial itself we have set the host file first. So what is this is the fully qualified domain name of server, right? And what is the IP address of that machine? So and so 143 240.143. So this host name belongs to this IP address. Now whenever agent wants to contact the server, and it's going to contact so and so IP address. Okay, so that is the purpose why I have changed the host file first. Okay, right. See, once you do that, now we are done with the configuration. Okay, we are done with the, now once after that you just restart the Puppet server. This is a service. See, this is a Puppet service. Just restart your Puppet service. Puppet service Puppet restart and chk config Puppet on. Okay, and do the same even on server side as well. But here on server, the service name is service Puppet master. Okay, chk config Puppet master. Okay, now so manage. See, now we have server ready as well as the client machine ready. Okay, what is the next step we need to do? We need to send a certificate from client machine to agent machine, sorry, server machine, right? So server has to identify this is a recognized client machine. This is a recognized client machine. How do we do that? With the help of, first we need to send a certificate onto the server machine. Okay, we need to send a certificate onto the server machine. How do we do that? Is, where is this? Yeah, so here just execute this command, puppet agent -test. Okay, puppet agent -test. So whenever you run this command for the first time, the puppet agent will contact the server. Puppet agent will contact the server, and then see, why only that particular server? Why only that machine? Because we have already said that this is a server. Look at here, server is so and so machine. So it contacts that particular server. It contacts that particular server because we have already said it. Okay, right now. So whenever the certificate is sent onto the server machine, now server has to accept that certificate, right? Server has to accept that certificate. Now, firstly, there are some commands. We'll go through these commands. Puppet cert -list. It gives you the list to be signed. Okay, see, server may have multiple client machines, and server has to check what are the certificates are not yet signed by the master. Okay, firstly, I want to check what are the certificates are in pending to be signed. Puppet cert -list. Okay, so is there any list? No, there is no list because see, I have already signed that certificate. So now certificate is already signed now. But if you want to see all the signed certificates as well, puppet cert -list. Is it all? Yeah, all. Okay. See, the first command is about, okay, to check whether are there any pending certificates to be signed. Second command is to check whether, to check what are the all the certificates so far we have signed. We could not find a certificate for all. Okay, I think this is, the command is wrong. Puppet cert all. Puppet set -list. See, puppet set -all -list. So if you look at here, what was our agent machine name? So this is the agent machine name, puppet agent so and so. So which is already signed. How do you know whether it is signed or not? By looking at the plus symbol. Look at here, the plus symbol. If you see that is signed, you see the plus symbol. Look at here. We have some other client, some other agents as well, but as of now we are working on this agent machine, puppet agent, puppet.com. Okay, so this certificate is already signed. Now here we see some plus symbols, right? We see some plus symbols everywhere. That means those certificates are already signed. So that means the server has an option to accept a certificate or a reject certificate, or else put that certificate on hold. If you see any certificate which is with plus symbol, the certificate is accepted by the master. If you see the minus, if you see something in minus, the certificate is revoked, rejected. And if you don't see any symbols next to that certificate, neither plus nor minus, then that is in hold, that is on hold. Okay, so we have these symbols. Now let's look into how can we sign a certificate. Okay, how do we sign a certificate? It's very simple. Puppet cert sign and the client machine name. Simple, that's it. Puppet cert sign and the host machine name, okay, which you want to accept the certificate for. Puppet agent, puppet agent dot puppet.com. you enter, okay, so it says there is no certificate in pending. Okay, could not find a certificate, request for so and so machine, because we have already signed it, right? Since we have already signed it, the certificate was already signed. Okay, so you don't have anything in pending. Okay, how can you check whether it's a pending, whether how can you check the list of pending certificates with the help of Puppet cert -, list. Okay, right. So like that we can accept the certificate, and there here we have, how can we check list of the certificates? See, from on, if you go to the agent machine, okay, so go to this file var lib puppet ssl cd/var lib puppet, and then this ssl. We have a file called ssl file. Look at here, ssl. But we are on which machine? We are on server machine, right? So let's go to the client machine now. Cd var lib puppet. So look at here, we have ssl file, right? pi ssl. So it's just a file. Okay, so cd ssl, right? So these are all the files which you have requested for. So look at here, we have certificates here, right? The certificates and the some keys. Okay, so if you remove this file, if you remove this file, okay, ssl file, then the certificate will be removed from the client system. So look at here, we are performing this operation from client machine. Okay, and so if you remove a certificate from master machine, then puppet cert clean, and then puppet agent so and so name. So see, now we are looking into how to revoke a certificate, how to remove a certificate from agent machine and then server machine. If you want to remove certificate from agent, go to this location, go to this location, and then remove the SSL file. Remove the SSL file. Then certificate will be removed from the agent machine. And obviously, same time, we need to remove certificate from master as well. How can we do that? So whatever certificate is accepted by the server machine, just we need to remove that certificate, okay, from the master. How do we do that? Is puppet cert, it is clean, yeah, puppet cert clean, and then the host name of the system, agent machine. Okay, then certificate will be removed. Okay, so certificate will be clean now. Okay, so no host form, clear. And if you go for puppet cert clean -, all the certificates will be removed. Then you can regenerate the certificates. So clear. See, the puppet configuration is somewhat okay. It's totally different so far whatever we have seen for Chef and Ansible. Okay, Chef and Ansible, the configuration part was very easy. Okay, you can install it within not even 10 minutes for Chef. But if you go for Ansible, it's very simple. Within 2 minutes you can do it. But whereas if you go for this puppet configurations, okay, installations, it takes time. Definitely it takes consume some time. Okay, so once we install it, then you can start writing the manifest. Okay, right. So how do we write this manifest, and then so and so things, we'll look into these things in tomorrow's session. Okay, right. Thank you.